Hey guys, this is Kim Jung Spoon and welcome back to World of Tanks Blitz. For today's gameplay episode, we're looking at the Tier 10 British medium, the FV4202. A little bit of backstory: my first 80 games in this had a 38% win rate, about 2.2k damage per game, and I wasn't sure whether it was me or just potato teams or anything like that. But while I was recording, I managed to get a win streak of 9 and a survival streak of 4, which has brought my win rate up to 48%, so still not over 50, but we're still recovering from the atrocious first 80 games or so. So anyways, we're here on Winter Malinovka, and I'm pushing the windmill early so I can get some early spots in. Patton, and the aiming issue on Winter Malinovka is preventing me from seeing the outline of his tank, but I know that I will be able to penetrate with Hesh. So I load, and we do 419 damage. Pretty good Hesh roll, but I really wish we'd have rolled higher on that. The 422's Hesh shells do an average of 440 damage, so if we had rolled high, we probably could have finished him off and gotten the kill, but that doesn't matter. We look for the shot on that, but we miss. We're going to blame that one on the aiming issue, but I probably could have aimed that one much better. An IS-3's turret's pretty bouncy. We miss another one. We're going to blame that one on the aiming issue as well. But again, probably could have aimed that one better. He pops around the corner again. It looks like we sneak this one just underneath his turret. This gun does have quite a bit of penetration, but I'm not sure if we can go through the front of an IS-3's turret. The thing's pretty legendary. Not quite as bad as the T-32, but shooting at an IS-3's turret from the front, not what I particularly want to be doing. So we see this Tiger 2, and again, I probably could have loaded Hesh here. Hesh does have 210 millimeters of penetration, so I could have penetrated his sidearm with Hesh, and here as well. But if our Hesh had hit his tracks or the spaced armor just above his tracks, we probably would have done about 80 damage or so. So APCR is the safest option, and APCR is the standard ammo for all Tier 10 mediums. The Centurion 7.1's 105mm gun is the same gun that's on the 422, albeit with a little slower rate of fire, so that does have APCR as its standard ammo. It's the only Tier 10 or Tier 9 medium that does have a Tier 10 gun, so that's a plus for that tank. There's a lot of guys pushing over, so I'm going to put one of the Yagi 100 just so the E3 can finish him off. I'm hiding behind this rock to prevent the 452B from hitting me. IS-3, ooh, low rolled. Wish we could have finished him off there. And we want to watch out for this B, who was just fired, so I'm going to pop out, take a shot into his side. Now we're going to circle around to his side so he doesn't have good shots at us. And we're going to pop back up and get this IS-3 right here. So we finish him off, and now this B's gunning for us because we're on the lowest health round, so he gets finished off, and I'm going to switch to Hesh because he's at the side of this B. But we fire, and we hit his tracks right there. That really low amount of damage means that we hit the spaced armor, or his tracks, or probably both, but now if we had fired APCR, we could have penetrated. Now, he's looking at me, I can tell, in third person, so I'm not going to crest the hill. It means I don't get another shot, more damage, but it means I don't die. So, not a bad result. Let's take a look at the post-game stats. So, third class, Confederate, 3,500 damage, and 1,100 base XP. 11 hits, 11 pens, and we're just going to jump straight into the next game. While we're sitting here in the queue, let's take a look at this thing's gun. The average damage is 350, penetration 268 with APCR, which is standard. Hesh pen is 210 with 440 damage, and regular HE is 105 pen with 440 damage. 0.32 accuracy, 2.1 aiming time. So it's a sniper of a gun, and it's kind of punchy. It's a 105 that all of the mediums, all the Tier 10 mediums have, except for the T62A. So, we are here on Middleburg, and we're starting on the hill because we're medium, and I'm deciding that I'm going to push up to this forward hill, and we're going to spot any of their mediums that are rushing forward. So again, we're just going to pop up over this hill and spot things. We probably won't have the gun depression to fire down on it, even though this thing does have 10 degrees of gun depression, keeping in line with the Centurions that came before it. Popping over the hill, we can see there's a Pershing. So we do spot that Pershing, so I'm switching to Hesh because I know I can pen his hull with Hesh. And the 62A pops up, and our super clutch shot does penetrate his upper plate with Hesh, but now I'm switching back to APCR so that I can do consistent damage. My gun gets damaged, so I repair that, and I'm backing off because there's 3 mediums there. I don't want to have to deal with all 3 of them. We have support coming up from our rear. So we're backing off even farther, switch back to Hesh, and he dies right before I pull the trigger. Now this 54 is coming up, so I load APCR again, and he pops around the corner before I can take the shot. And this E50M is going to rush over the hill. He's in the way. I try to sneak one around there, but it's a little laggy, so hits him instead. Team damage has been disabled though, so we don't do any damage to him. If team damage was still operational, I would not have taken that shot, because team damage is not something I particularly care to be doing. So now there's just this T-62A left, so we're going to chase him down. That Jagdpanzer E100 did put a monster shell into him earlier, but we can secure the kill. So now we're going to rush down and support our heavies that are being overwhelmed in the town. So I know that E100 is going to die, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put pressure on the cap to try to draw some of them away, so they would focus on me instead of some of the people rushing in to help them, like the 4502A or the E3, or the E75. So I'm going to sit right here in the cap and try to put shots into the sides of these guys when they're not paying attention. So there's that STI again, and of course we bounce off his side, because Russian tanks are super droll that way. Switching to Hesh to put one into his rear, and nice roll, 444. We still have Hesh loaded. I'm trying to get one into the side of his turret, but we barely miss it, hit his roof, and do 0 damage. So I'm trying to track him in the opening, and we do track him in the opening to try to prevent the other guys from rushing in to kill that E75, but he dies anyways. So I'm still putting pressure on the cap, trying to draw them away, and I succeed. The E5 does come out, try to face me. He puts 1 shell in, put 1 more in, but he's going to need 1 more before he goes down, so I'm trying to circle him right here, bait fish, but I bait fish a little bit too late, and 1 right through the turret ring, so we secure the kill. Now there's 3 enemies left. 2 of them have been spotted right in the middle. Our 4502A is already saying that it's over, and I'm using third person to tell that that E3 is definitely looking at me, so I'm going to back off, try to wait for him to turn. Doesn't look like he is going to turn, so I'm going to hope that our Jag E100 can put a shell in. He's still facing this way, and looks like the STI has popped up again. Tiger 2, Jag E100 finishes him off. Try to fire clutch, but man, that was like a millimeter too high. That was a millimeter lower. We could have killed that STI, and then we would have been able to overwhelm the E3. But they're both still looking at me, so I'm still going to back off right here. They're not coming to reset the cap, so time for me to move. I'm going to circle all the way around, and we're going to try to pincer these guys with the Yagi 100 on one side and with me on the other. Speaking of Yagi 100s, Sebastian 1145 just got his. We're going to see some tier 10 platoons coming on this channel soon. It's going to be awesome. We finish off the STI, now there's just the E3 left. The Yagi 100 and the E3 are both on low health, but we finish off the E3, 4 kills, and we secure the game. So now let's take a look at the post-game stats. Okay, so we got our Master Badge 2nd class, Top Gun, 2,800 damage, 4 kills, 1,185 base XP, and yeah, that's it. Those are the 2 games in the 4202. Again, I'm not at a 50% win rate yet, still recovering from those first 80 games, but expect to see more awesome 4202 action on this channel in the future. So if you guys like this video, you can leave a thumbs up down below. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more awesome tank videos. Thanks.